Right, guys, and welcome back to the tackle room. We've got England Feeder International and what's seen to be this year as one of the top silverfish anglers in the country, Adam Wakelin, joining us to talk a bit about Barston Lakes for the up and coming ZeroFit Silverfish final. How we doing, mate?
All right, mate. You?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Obviously, with yourself being a local to Barston, we could talk a bit about the pegging, can't we, mate? And we could talk a bit about the final, how
Yeah.
it's going to go.
We can talk as much as you want. I mean, um, we had a bit of a chat earlier, and when James asked me to have a look at it for him, and I'm a massive believer in that. Um, if you can't to basically give people enough room, but as much
Yeah,
room as possible. If you can go every other peg, brilliant. But obviously, in this instance, I mentioned it on Facebook the other night. It's a massive round of applause to Nigel Harriott, Barston and Barston Lakes. You know, Nigel's given the whole A Cup for Friday's practice match and Saturday's ZeroFit final.
yep,
You know, for end of day for 33 people, which is phenomenal, really. So when I sat down and looked at the pegging, you could, at the end of the day, we could have made it tighter, but
yeah,
you know, I'm a massive believer in opening things up, and because there's areas now where you've got that sort of room, um, that obviously can be potential. And I'm not being funny, Alex. I'm just looking at it now. What I sent to James,
yep.
other than the wind, um, I honestly can't. I don't know what to say. I don't
Yeah,
know where.
you
I
don't
don't know
know
where.
where.
No, I ain't got a clue. Obviously, there'll be a bit more come apparent after Friday's match.
Yep.
But even then, there's nothing to say that won't, that won't change.
Yeah. What are the prominent areas at the minute where the skimmers have been at?
So, but the thing is, with as everyone knows, is what I call them peckers, Alex.
Yep.
The Boston is absolutely rife with them, and I went last week, and there's even a massive. It seems to be a lot around 4, even 3 to 5 ounce.
Yep.
Now, um, there's three. From what I see, there's probably 3 generations of them now,
Yep.
and they're obviously the new kids on the block. So they're probably 3 to 5 ounce. A lot of them
Yep.
is the ones that are last year's or 2 years ago sort of peckers, which are like, I reckon they're about 9 ounce now, 9, 10 ounce.
Yep.
You've got some that are obviously a pound and a bit, and then you've got the big lads. So no, there's probably 4 generations now, I think.
Yep.
Uh, and some live in some areas. Well, the bigger ones live in areas,
Yep.
but I think there's too many of the others.
Yeah.
I think there's too many of the 5 ounces to 9, 10 ounces, should we say, in the lake for us to talk about pegs. I don't necessarily think it'll be about that. What it might be about is the pegs where the big ones are.
Yep.
That's probably a bit better way to talk about it. But same again, they move it. The thing is with Boston, because it's just shallow, the fish move all the
Yep.
time, especially the big ones. And a lot of the bream will be with a carp.
Yep.
That's a So that'll all determine on where the carp want to be, and that could come down to wind. It could come down to carp anglers fishing for them, which is a massive thing at Barston now. I always think back to the island at Barston. For 10 years, it was the worst place to be in the world.
Yep.
Now there's carp anglers sending boats out there left, right, and centre. And it's won more big matches. Either the 30 side or the 100 side, it's won more big matches than it ever has done ever. So
What do we think is going to dominate? Do you think it's going to be a pole match, or do you think it's going to be a feeder match, mate?
I mean, and I've said this to a lot of people who asked me over the years, and I've fished for them skimmers for a long time. And basically, the more room you've got, the more pole fish there is,
Yeah.
and the more room you've got, the closer they come in.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a general rule. Whether that's going to be right or not in March, I don't know. But it's definitely right in June, July. Definitely right in June and July. I'm saying, well, it's one of them. You know, at the end of the day, we've been catching. There's some real. Listen, the standard of angler on that final is phenomenal.
Yep.
I don't think you could really chuck anybody else in the mix to make that even stronger than what it already is.
I think there's one missing. I think Rich Chapman will
Oh yeah,
that, and obviously,
well, there's 33 blokes who's glad he's not there.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's what happens in these qualifiers. Well, it qualifies for everything else, does Jamie, doesn't it? So
yep.
But getting back to that, I think that there's a great, because obviously even the feeder fishing, there's been feeder leagues on there where they're catching on the underarm. The wind could play a factor into that. A lot of these venues now, Alex, you can catch fish as quick on a feeder as you can on a pole.
Yep.
When you get it right, there's definitely people on that in them 33 that could easily catch 100 fish on a feeder. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. So I generally think with the amount of room and the weather, I think there's a handful of ways of winning.
Yeah.
Whether that be method or bait.
Yep. Yeah, and we'll talk a bit about
which is what you want, isn't it? We don't want, this is what I said to James. I said to James, if you clamp them all in, I think it would have been a feeder match.
Yeah.
But like I said at the start of this video is when you can give people room, why not? It gives you can make a mistake, start wrong, and correct yourself and sort yourself out and come back, because you've got that bit of extra cushion.
Yeah, well, I think we'll talk about obviously the lineup, and you say talking about feeder and pole, you've got the likes of yourself, you've got Graham West, and sort of Frankie, that all very good feeder anglers, but also very good pole.
Let me just get the list up on my phone, champ.
Yeah, no issue, mate.
We can go through it then, can't we?
Yeah.
Where did you put it? You put it on the.
It's on the AT Facebook page, on the AT comps.
Angling Trust competitions. Here we go. There's with the gaffer, with the man, one of the main men himself on. Last year's winner. You'll never, incredible. So you got myself, Rich Reynolds. He qualified with me. Graham West, Ricky Knott, Dave Wimlott, Godfrey, England International, Christian Jones wins everything. Jake King, Andy May, Joe Cottrell, Mike Dawes, Bennett. You can just go. Rich Chapman, Sam Collett, Simon Wilmsmore. He's been fishing there every week all winter, 5 times. Frankie Lee. Lauren Stevens. She's been catching a load as well. It's just, and then you look at the last two, Sean Ashby and the Power.
The Power.
It's listen, whoever wins it is gonna have deserved it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And you've gone through that list there, and it is an absolute joke of a lineup.
It's frightening, but that's these sort of silverfish competition. We've just gone off the back of Guy Rogers on the Fly TV final, 2-dayer. People want this. People want it's obvious that people want to do this sort of fishing. They want to do these sort of things. It's great. It's never been so good as what it is now.
Yeah.
October. Obviously, I put normally the last round of. Just look on my calendar. Sort of September time when Feeder Masters final finishes, and then we have that Euro in October. Basically, after that, my sort of rods go away pretty much.
Yep.
And there's that much to do. There's the ZeroFit, like I said, the ZeroFit, Guy Rogers matches, um, teams of 4 silver fishing, individual silver fishing.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
do as much as you want, and it's and the best thing is it's about bites.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And I think that's why all of these silverfish competitions have become so popular.
Massively. I mean, you can go to, and I sit back and obviously, when I spent all them years traveling up the M6 Herrenbrook, absolutely loved it. But and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the commercial silver fishing side of it is guaranteed, because it's certainly not. Because I think when I had a chat with a good mate of mine not so long back, I think it all sort of started. It's basically 20 years ago. I can remember Clint Elliott was at White when I worked down there. That was 2000 when he had his first Silverfish Festival. So that Silverfish Festival at White has been going 24 years.
Yeah. Is that the Garbolino or the Drennan?
Yeah, the Garbolino one.
Garbolino.
Yeah. So 24 years, and obviously everything took on after that. So for 24 years, silverfish commercial silverfish fishing has been happening.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, they're like any fish. They get battered, they get arsed, they get, the shoal up, same as same as what they do. But for me, it's about a sort of day's fishing.
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Quick question that little bit. Do you think it's going to be a natural bait sort of match, or do you think it's going to be pellet dominated?
I think exactly what I just said to you. I think there's five different variations.
Yeah.
I think that there's 5 different variations and they can all win.
Yeah.
So when you want to fish pellets, somebody could go there, Alex, and fish corn.
Yeah.
Barston's renowned for corn fishing.
Yeah.
Somebody texts them. Somebody wants to roll the dice. As I say, if somebody wants to roll the dice and go and fish long corn, I think they've got as much chance as anybody.
Yeah, it's that time of year as well, isn't it? When them.
No, of course it is. I don't quite think spam will be right.
Yeah.
But if somebody wanted to go and fish long corn, it wouldn't surprise me if it was one on that. It wouldn't surprise me if it was one on a short feeder. From what I'm hearing, obviously the bulk of people all go and fish maggots and casters and ground bait.
Yeah.
For those fish that I've spoke to you about, and hope that they'll perhaps draw on the pod of big uns. But like I just said, somebody could be on the pod of big uns and catch a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely. What winning weight are we thinking, Ads? Are we thinking 40 to 50 pounds?
I think it could be more.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could easily be more.
Yeah.
I mean, I always go on the presumption that take the Chris Hills. So Chris Hills League finished this weekend.
Yeah.
Feeder only. And I always go on the assumption that pole is generally 2 times better than feeder.
Yeah.
When it's fishing, when the fish can come in on that line. So listen, I might be completely wrong, but I'm saying over £50.
Yeah. Yeah. So very, very good.
And like I said, it won't surprise me if it was 80.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know Nigel spoke previously. Obviously, Barston's had weights of skimmers up to 120, 130 pounds.
Oh, yeah, no more, I think. I might be wrong, but I think I seem to remember Wayne Mellins having like a 170 of them.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Somebody might be able to. I seem to remember on his festival, Wayne Mellins had like 160, 170 of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was that was some time ago. But my best weight's 129.
Yeah.
Which was on peg 12, and I had 395.
Wow. On the short, I'm guessing that was on short pole.
Yeah, 6 joints, and that was probably May time. I'd say just like spring, springtime, because that's normally when they have a chew.
Yeah,
Well, that's obviously when they were that, I mean, that's when they were like, well, if you worked it back, they'd probably be 4 ounce. I'd have thought 5 ounce. But like I said, now if you can clatter one of them, the sort of
12 ounce to a pound pod.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you won't catch one of them, Mitchell. That's fine, because then it'd be ridiculous. But if you could work out that your half your stamp or a third of your stamp could be that big, then
yeah, anything's possible.
Yeah, no, definite.
Anything's possible. But yeah, I think that's everything covered, mate. I think all it means to say is obviously good luck to yourself in the final and good luck to everyone else. Obviously, I think it's 8:15 draw on the Friday and the Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, 8:15 draw. We've got the where are we? Because I put it up the other. I sent it to somebody who couldn't be bothered to read it. Here it is. Yeah, Friday night. Pool's paid out. Yeah, 8:15 draw. Fishing 10:30, 3:30.
Yeah. So
obviously, just remember to, when we spoke about that pegging, there is obviously going to be it's bang on half. So half the field's going to need a barra.
Yeah.
And half the field will have the luxury of rolling out the van.
Yeah, definitely. And another one as well, obviously Barston's quite a big place. There is a footpath around it. So if anyone does want to come and watch, obviously, please obviously take some care walking around the anglers and keep as far back as possible. But it's a final there, guys. So if anyone is around the Birmingham area, please don't hesitate to go down and see some of the best fishing, I think.
Yeah, just don't sit on some, otherwise you'll get grumbled out of the thought if it's a pole fishing match. But yeah, no, it's a great event, and I'm sure it could be probably one of the best 33 peg silverfish matches that there ever has been.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like we've said before, it's a president's to Nigel for what he does at Barston. So
is Nigel's in one of a very few elite that understand and know fishery management, and that's a justice to why Barston's as good as what it is.
Yeah, correct, mate. So we'll end it there, guys. Good luck to everyone in the final, including yourself, lads.
Cheers, mate, and good luck to everybody.